let me say this before I bring on our next speaker. Our next Reset 365 is scheduled for March 2nd. Mark it down. March 2nd is our next Reset 365, and it's going to be coming to you at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time. So mark it down. Next Reset 365, March 2nd, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time. Hey, look at Dr. Miller. He's got us going now, and this train is ready to roll, and we are ready to bring on our next speaker. Our next speaker is Sheles Wallace, and she'll be coming up here virtually. We'll put her up on the screen while I read a little bit about her bio to let you know who Sheles Wallace is. She is based in St. Louis, Missouri, as well as in Houston, Texas. She's a certified business coach, speaker, and master facilitator. Sheles is co-founder of, listen to this, Billionaire Thoughts. Oh my goodness, I love the way that sounds, Billionaire Thoughts. Her specialty has her involved in so many different things: sales and marketing, team building and engagement, strategic planning. She's a heavy lifter, but the one thing I love about Sheles Wallace is she's involved with Billionaire Thoughts. Come on now, Sheles, it's so good to see you. How are you doing?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much, Mel.
Let me take stage left and leave it up to you. We'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I took so many notes from Dr. Karl Miller. That was amazing. The information that he provided was amazing. And I completely agree that we need to take action on exactly what he talked about in his presentation. So I'm excited to be here. I want to thank Tasha for inviting me to be here. I want to thank Tasha for her leadership and the positive impact that you are making in the community, not only with 365, but all of the work that you do in the community with helping businesses, helping people grow, and bringing out the best in everyone. So very excited to be connected with you and all of the other speakers that are here today. Let's talk about COVID-19. COVID-19 has affected us all in many ways, different ways. And quite frankly, not only did we not expect it, but we were not prepared individually from a business standpoint, or the world was not prepared at all with COVID-19. And of course, we pray for everyone that has been affected in one way or another, whether it's losing loved ones or, your people's jobs or business. We just want to pray. So thank you so much, Mel, for that prayer earlier today. Let's be honest for a second. I hope it's okay if we can just be honest. Ask yourself the tough question. Had COVID-19 not happened, would you have achieved the lifestyle and designed the lifestyle that you wanted? See, because I fear that COVID-19 has given us the ability to just say it's okay for us to not achieve what we have been trying to achieve for a really long time. It's a tough question, and we know that everybody has been impacted, but ask yourself, even if COVID-19 had not happened, would you have achieved your goals, or would you be like many other people that are still working on the same goals from 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017, right? When is enough enough? When do you draw the line in the sand and say that this is my year to do something different? This is my year to change. I believe that we have an amazing opportunity. How many of you guys know that opportunity comes from challenges? See, every single success story that you have heard about from other people or yourself has always come from a challenge. If there was no challenge there for you to solve, then there is no success there for you to have. So I would encourage you to look at what's happening today in a different light, to look at it from the standpoint of, what's the opportunity here and what can I do? If you haven't already grabbed that pen and paper, make sure you get your pen and paper out, because I am going to give you the formula for success. It's really quick and simple. And most of all, our next speaker that's coming up is going to be phenomenal. So you want to just make sure that you have your pen and paper out so you can take notes now. So the first thing I want to tell you is one of the areas that we help guide our clients through is having clarity on their personal goals and their business goals. Okay. Having clarity is so important. So the formula for change, we're going to go over 3 points. And if we have enough time here today, I'm going to give you guys a bonus. So number 1 is have. What do you want to have? What exactly is it that you want to have in your life? Is it that you want to have a new house? Is there a dream home? Do you want to retire, making sure you have money? Do you want to retire on the beach? Do you want to retire without being a burden to your children? I mean, some of us are at that age where we're like, okay, we need to get serious now if we haven't already been, or are we okay with being a burden on someone else? Right? So you need to clearly understand what is it that you want to have in life. Dream a little bit. This is what I know. Everybody, the lottery has went up so much. Like, I am amazed. I saw it for $850 million a few weeks ago. And that just tells me that it's a lot of people that would like to have things, right? But how many of us are willing to put in the work? Which leads us to number 2 is, what do you have to do in order to have what you want? So number 2 is do. What do you need to do? As Dr. Karl Miller mentioned, what actions do you have to take in order for you to have what you want? We can't just hope that we win the lottery, right? But if you just dream and you don't put an action plan in place and you don't realize and take the time to think about what you need to do to achieve that, it's just like playing the lottery. So we want to make sure that we're not just randomly playing the lottery. Okay. So when we think about what do we have to do, it is what activities do we need to take, what activities need to take place. But I want to take it from the material things for a second. What is it that you want to do? Do you want to travel? Do you want to live by the ocean? Do you want to go to Italy? What are some of the things that you want to do? Who do you want to meet? Like, I want to meet Michelle Obama, but I also want to meet Jennifer Lewis. What are some of those things that you want to do? I want to have a box to watch the Rockets on a regular basis. I believe that we are letting COVID be an excuse for us not doing the stuff that we want to do in life. I get it that we can't travel as much, but take this time to prepare yourself so that when you can travel, you have the means to be able to do it. You have the ability to take your children on the vacations that you want them to go to. You have the ability to go to Disney World or do whatever you want to do. Not only that, but from a business standpoint, I want you to think about, do you want to stop working so many hours a week? Are you working 60 and 80 hours a week? Maybe what we want to do is make sure we have some help, and that way we can have a positive impact in the community and provide jobs to people that need jobs, right? So there are other things that we can be doing, right? And getting what we want in life. Number 3 is very powerful. This one is really, really important. Who do you need to become in order to have what you want? So number 3 is be, okay? Who do you need to become in order to have what you want? Let's talk about this for a second. Do you need to become more disciplined, right? So Dr. Karl Miller mentioned discipline. Think about this. I was watching a football game with my husband a couple weeks ago, and I'm not really into football that much, but Tom Brady was playing the game. Think about this. They are in the Super Bowls. He just went to a new team, and the first year he goes to the new team, they are in the Super Bowl already. So what does that mean? that means that Tom Brady is number one in his game. He is at the top of the top at the top. And that's why he can warrant the type of money that he makes. And that's why he can have the lifestyle that he wants, because he's already put in the hard work. So ask yourself, what type of discipline do you need to put in so that you can achieve your goals and have what you want? Think about this. I don't even want to go to the gym. So I can imagine there are a lot of people that don't want to go work out, right? But imagine to get to the level of a Tom Brady, how much you had to sacrifice and how much you had to give up in order to work out enough and practice enough so you can be at the top of your game. So what about you? What does the top of your game look like in your business, in your personal life? And what discipline are you willing to put in place to achieve that? The next thing is, you may need to be more focused, right? If you haven't had a chance to see The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, and Dr. Karl Miller mentioned Michael Jordan, and it's the reason why we both are talking about him is because he is the best at what he does. Every single basketball player is compared to Michael Jordan. If you're considered great, you get compared to Michael Jordan because that is the bar that no one has beat yet, right? So some of you guys may be arguing with me, but we know Michael Jordan is the bar. And the reason why is because of the focus that he had to put in. In The Last Dance, Michael Jordan talked about when he stepped into the game, he was always focused. His focus was different than anyone else. The other players were phenomenal. There's no question. We're playing with the best of the best, but no one had the level of focus that Michael Jordan had, and no one showed up the way that he showed up. And here's the next thing on the B part is, do you need to be more reliable and more dependable? And if we stick with that Michael Jordan story, if it's 30 seconds left in the game, 20 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 2 seconds, the ball always goes to Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan is reliable and dependable. And so they always gave him the ball. There's only one time, and I'm not saying there is not another time, but it's so few in between. There's only one time that I remember when Michael Jordan got the ball and everybody knew that he was going to get the ball. So the other team was they were attacking Michael Jordan because they knew they were coming after him. He's going to have the ball. Well, he gave the ball to Paxson instead. And Paxson hit the winning game, right? So even though Paxson wasn't number one, he was reliable and he was dependable and he was a team player. And as a result, the entire team was number one. So who do you need to become? Do you need to be more reliable? Do you need to be more dependable? Can people trust that when you say that you're going to do something, that you're going to show up and you're going to do exactly what you say? Listen, when it comes to who you need to be, let me tell you, you cannot level up as the same person you are today. So I'm going to say that again. You cannot level up as the same person you are today. Do you need to become more knowledgeable? Do you need to read more books? Do you need to hire a coach or mentor? Do you need to practice more? What do you need to become in order to have what you want? It's so, so important, okay? The next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is that bonus part that we talked about is none of this works if you have stinking thinking. So if your thinking is not right, none of this is going to work for you. So we're going to talk about 4 things that could be holding you back. Okay. So Brandon, if I can get you to allow me to share my screen, I'm going to pull up a slide real quick because I want to show you guys 4 things that can be holding your thinking back. Because this is what I know. I know there are people that are just activity. They're doing all this stuff, but nothing has happened. They're not getting anywhere. They're still at that same level. It's because you haven't really become the person that you need to become to get to the next level. And the other reason is because your thinking may not be on track. Okay. So here's some things to think about. Number 1, we have a lot of junk that's inside of us that doesn't belong to us. A lot of things that are based on our environment. So one of the things that could be holding you back is your skill set. So number 1, write that down. What skills do you need to get in order to level up? Okay. What skills do you need to receive in order to level up? Number 2, your belief system. Okay? Your belief system. Thank you, Brandon. Are those your beliefs or someone else's? I'm amazed at people that react a certain way or they go about their life a certain way. It's because they've gotten those lessons and those values being number 3, from somebody else. And that somebody else could be a school teacher, it can be your parents, it can be whoever you want it to be. But maybe the line of work that you're in today and what you're doing today is not what you're supposed to do. Maybe it's because your environment made you believe that that's what you had to do based on your family, the friends that you were around, who you were talking to, and believing other people limited beliefs. So you want to step up and you want to have your own beliefs. Number 4, your own identity. Own your identity is so important. I know people that there's a actor who's really big in a lot of the shows. He's a comedian in the shows, but he actually has a doctorate in environmental science or something like really, really big where he can make a lot of money. But he decided to leave that and become an actor. Can you imagine the risk that he had to take in order to make that decision and live his life based on him and not based on all of the other factors that control who he was going to be? As a result of that, he's living the lifestyle that he wants to live. So ask yourself, your beliefs, your values, your identity, does it belong to you? And if it doesn't belong to you, then you need to really dig deep and find your vision so that you can change your thinking to support your goals and your dreams. Whatever you think is what you're going to be. Period in the story. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. But we are filled with so much baggage that sometimes we don't know how to let that go. So I would encourage you, in order to have what you want, you need to do the things that you need to do, the actions you need to take. In order to do what you need to do, you need to become a different person. You're not going to have what you want as the same person. You cannot level up as the same person you are today, and you can't become someone different with the same thinking if you have stinking thinking. Okay, so let's make sure that we are focused on what we need to do to reset 365 and make this year the best year ever. Draw a line in the sand, write down that you are committed to doing X, Y, Z, and draw that line and make it happen. If you need help, there's help out here. Get signed up for Reset 365 and make sure that you're plugging in with all the great speakers so you can continue to get encouraged and live the lifestyle, design the life that you want and that you deserve. I mean, how many of you know that COVID is no challenge for God? God is in control and God already has your life planned out. You just got to let him in so that he can help you and stop holding yourself back. Without further ado, thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next Reset 365.